Welcome to Violet Light Tarot. This is the weekly reading for June 15 to the 21st. We're doing a pick-a-card reading today. We have 3 piles. In a moment, we'll go through how to do your pick-a-cards. I'd like you to take a moment, go down into the description. Not only will you find the timestamps for the pick-a-cards piles, but you'll also find our platform links to our store for individual readings, which are, there's still a few left for each of the formats, whether it's written, video, or in-person video conference. There's still a few left until the end of June, so grab those while you can. We also have the links to our Instagram, where we do every other day readings as well, and the Pinterest for holistic and tarot boards, and also the Twitter for all updates. For your choices today, we have 3 piles, so pile 1, 2, and 3, or you can pick by crystal. So we have hematite, tiger's eye, or aventurine. For those new to pick-a-cards, basically the idea is that your readings for the week of the 15th to the 21st is in one or more of these piles. So whichever pile you're drawn to, whether it's by number, by crystal, in a moment we'll do a small meditation. You can also be drawn to more than one pile, and that's perfectly fine. You're always welcome to spend the entire video with us as well. Once you pick your pile or piles, in the description and pinned to the top of the comments are timestamps that will take you directly to that pile. Please remember to leave a comment for this video, as well as like, which helps the channel amazingly, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, especially for this week, because for the 18th we are also doing the reading for the Mercury retrograde and how that may affect you, and the new moon, which is happening later in the month, which is also going to have a eclipse with it as well. And at the end of the month, we're all coming back to do the zodiacs and how the month of June affected them and what lessons they may have learned. So if you're ready for the small meditation, we'll just do that. It's only a really small one, only 30 seconds or so. Sit back, relax, close your eyes, take a deep breath. Exhale. Open your eyes slowly. The pile that your eyes were drawn to when you opened them is the pile that's intended for you for this week. Look forward to seeing you in your reading. Thanks. Okay, welcome to those who picked pile 1 or the hematite crystal. This is your reading for the 15th of June to the 21st. We have our usual 8 cards for today, and I'm going to turn them all over for you, and we'll see what the entire message is from all the cards put together. Let's see, so we're going to start off with the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Lovers in reverse. We have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Initiation. And underneath it says, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Next we have self-employment. And this one says, you're a born entrepreneur, and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. Next we have Happy Family. And the Happy Family card is number 4. We have Lust, which has the number 24. And your shadow card for the week is Nuba with Denial. Okay, pile 1, so we're going to just, because they're all reversed for whatever reason, we've got the Three of Pentacles in reverse, we have the Lovers in reverse, and we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So upright versions, hard at work. Lovers is obvious. And the Six of Pentacles refers to reciprocity. So giving, receiving, but equal measure kind of thing. Giving back sometimes, or charity. So in reverse, we've got either an inability to work, or you've recently had an issue with trying to find a job, which technically could be affecting your love life, or has put any kind of love life on hold, or is straining your current situation with your person. And the reciprocity that you're not actually getting reciprocity, or you're not feeling you can give reciprocity at this time, which actually those three go together. So you've had an issue with work, with everything going on in the world. You're having difficulties with your current partner or finding a partner because you feel that at this time, because of this, you're not able to really put that 100% into a situation with another person. So you do have, though, the initiation, which I've always looked at this card as being, this is where you are right now. You're in this darkness, which again, you've got all of your reversals. So you're in this darkness, but there's light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. And it's there for you to walk towards, to go through, to find that sort of ocean landscape. You can't really see it very well, but it looks like it's a beach with an ocean and stuff on the other side. And you've got the self-employment card. What I'm seeing is, I'm wondering if maybe this is suggesting that, yes, you've recently lost your position of wherever you were at, or things have happened where your current position is no longer viable to you. It has put you in a situation where you now have that chance, possibly, if this is what you're going for, and this is kind of what I'm hearing, is the self-employment is where you want to go. So it could be that there's a job or a project that you've been wanting to start forever, and maybe you haven't had that time or that inkling, or really been able to look into the research of what it would take to actually start that new journey, as it were. I don't have the Fool card here. I don't have anything regarding that. I don't have even like an Ace of Pentacles to say that a new start in something material or something financial. So what I'm seeing, though, is that you've got the self-employment card, which is talking about really manifesting. And that literally, the word manifest is actually on here. Actually, no, it's magical, I apologize. So it says you're a born entrepreneur and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. But the reason why manifesting was the word I was hearing is because remember that the 21st, which this reading goes from the 15th to the 21st, but the 21st is a new moon. It's the new moon in Cancer, and that is also a eclipse moon. So it's going to be a more powerful manifesting tool than just a regular everyday new moon would be. So I'm seeing this as literally an initiation to walk into the light, to really consider the magical opportunity that you currently have to start a new company, start a new position. And self-employment, it doesn't have to be actually starting a company from scratch. You don't have to start, your name LTD or anything like that. But it could be something where you're a consultant. You could be working as an editor for books, something like that. Or it can be a dog walking service. It can be anything. But you're starting a new position and a new self-employment project. That's what I'm seeing for you for this week. And I see happy families. It's actually talking about your family itself. So it could be your family of friends. It can be your family of actual blood relatives. And it could be this other person as well. But what it's talking about is it's going to make you a lighter person. It's going to make you a higher vibe, sort of less I'm really getting this complete image. I don't usually get images, but I'm getting this complete image of Eeyore with a thundercloud over his head. And it could be that you've been so focused on the fact that you've been missing out that you started to pull away. And literally, I think if this card, if you had the family card, so like the ten of cups, or even the 10 of pentacles, it would have been turned upside down for you as well, because it's everything right now in your world is literally upside down. But I think that really looking into the initiation that you're being offered right now into that self-employment option is going to bring you into better alignment with those around you. You're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel like weight has been lifted as you start to really consider your options, consider what this self-employment could mean, could be, could become. And I think it's going to affect all of your relationships and all of your interpersonal interactions in a very positive way. The lust card, it's weird. It appears in a lot of the readings that I've been doing, especially the monthlies for the zodiac signs. It was in, I think, like 5 of them out of the 12 signs. But I don't see it as lust as in like sexual lust necessarily. It could be. That could be, I mean, it could go along with the happy families turning the lovers into a positive, which, happy everybody. But it could also just be your passion, your actual passion for this new sort of, almost a new life or a new chapter that you're seeing unfold with the initiation into self-employment. Like I said, we don't have any aces, we don't have any fool cards, but I think this is the step toward that. This is like your pre-planning phase, but in that pre-planning phase, you're really starting to get excited with the initiation. You're really starting to get excited about what this option really means, what this could become. And it's making you a happier person. It's making you a more driven person, which again, lust is a drive. And it's increasing your relationships with everyone around you. And that happy families could include friends, neighbors, anybody. The shadow card, though, that you have, again, this is for this week. This is not a bad, this is just what you need to consider as what could be holding you back. And the card itself says denial, which if you're going to have a shadow, that's one of the best ones to have, because it's one that you can bring around with some work. You can never bring around any kind of shadow just by going, okay, I don't feel like that anymore. You know, it's kind of like if you ever do break up with somebody, as you may have done recently with this person, you know, you can't just turn off your feelings. You can't just go, okay, well, I'm over that, and actually have it work out that way. So you've got the denial card, which to me means that you might be, not denial as in you don't understand where you're at. I know that you do. I can see in what I'm seeing here is somebody who is literally living in this darkness right now. They're living in this space of everything sort of turned upside down for them, and they know where they are, and they know exactly what's happening, what the reality is of the situation. But what you're sort of doing at the moment that I can see is that you're denying that there can be anything past that. And you could be in a state of depression. I'm not a clinical psychologist in any way. I'm not any kind of counselor. When you go through certain things, when you go through things as, and especially when it's completely out of your control, like losing a job, losing a position, downsizing, the current economy the way it is with companies and restaurants and everything just closing, you could be in a spot where you really don't see what the next step is. You really don't see the out from where you're at. So what you're being asked, like literally you are stuck right now as you're watching this, sort of in the very darkness, and this little light sliver hasn't quite made it to you. Like this, I don't want it to sound egotistical, but I feel like if you're listening to this particular pile, this video may be sort of gearing you or turning you toward that little sliver. It's showing you that that's what's meant for you, that's where you're supposed to be headed this week. hopefully that's true. I always strive to help people with these videos and help get them to a next level, a next position, a next, wherever they're supposed to be going for their next chapter. So I'm hoping that's actually a truth. And in this case, it looks like it is, just by going on just the graphics of this particular card, is that you're currently sitting in the very blackness of this. And you haven't quite seen the light, but you're seeing it as you're kind of looking for things to look forward to. And I think really the fact that you're even watching what's going to happen next week, which to me denotes optimism. It could denote pessimism, but most of the time, I mean, after a while, people stop watching the news when it's really depressing all the time. People stop, I don't want to hear anymore, and they'll turn off whatever it happens to be, whether it's, forecasts. If if it's been raining for a week and a half, I don't care anymore. But I think the fact that you're looking into what does my next week entail means you're starting to find that hope. You're starting to want to come out of this reversal that you're currently sitting in. So you are actually pulling yourself out. So it's not just me pulling you out, it's me assisting your already well, it's gonna run. It's me helping you to realize, that's a lot better, that you already do kind of see a way. You kind of have this inkling that there's something ahead of where you are. You maybe not be able to see it. You may consciously have no idea that it exists, but something is driving you to want to know what next week is because you want to find that next lightness. So the denial right now, though, is your subconscious, and what it is it's literally that part of you that's not allowing you, like I said, there's part of you that's allowing you to see the light, and part of you that's drawing you towards these kinds of readings. But there's also that main part of you, and subconscious is probably the wrong word, it's actually your conscious state, that's literally sitting in that denial. You're sitting in the shadow of, I can't really see past the next day or kind of thing. So that's the shadow you have to work on, because now you've got I can't really see what's going to happen tomorrow. Okay, but for some reason you wanted to look at a pick a card reading for what's going to happen next week. So some part of you wants to see that. So you're already literally pulling yourself out of this shadow by coming to this video or wherever else you've gone, your horoscopes, your, whatever it happens to be. If I happen to be the 12th reading you've done today, that's perfectly awesome. I've done that before. I've just sat watching especially readings regarding like weeklies or zodiacs, just sitting there watching them just to see what the different things are. Oddly enough, they're all saying the same thing for this month. But what I'm seeing for you, though, and what I'm hoping you're seeing and hearing within this reading, and maybe that's why you've come to my channel, because it's helping you to realize that there is that next phase. You do have that lightness that you're coming into, and whatever this is that's got you in all these reversals is actually starting to sort of come to an end, and you are starting to move into the next chapter where you possibly go into self-employment, go into consulting. You can even go into any temp work. Temp work is technically kind of self-employment because you don't actually work for a company for more than, I think it's 6 weeks at a time. And so you're kind of employing yourself, working with an agency to find your next position, sort of thing, right? Anyway, so that's just another option, throwing that out there for you. But yeah, so this is what I'm seeing for you, pile 1, for the 15th to the 21st. It looks a little daunting at the beginning, especially with all the reversals, but I really see this as an uplifting, positive message for you, that you're coming into something much, much lighter that will be starting by the weekend, by the new moon. Remember that you won't be completely out of it. You won't be completely happy-go-lucky and everything's fine, but you'll be coming into a lightness that you didn't think you were capable of even last week. So thank you for joining today. Please leave a comment. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And we hope to see you soon. We have our readings for the 18th for the retrograde that's happening. There's also, again, like I mentioned, the 21st, which is a Sunday, so it's another weekly, and the new moon reading. And, of course, our end of the months for all the zodiac signs. Really, really hoping that you're able to have a wonderful week. Find that positivity. Find your light. Bye for now. Welcome, Pile 2, to your reading for the week of June 15 to the 21st. This is for those who picked Pile 2 or the Tiger Eye Crystal. We have 8 cards today. I'm going to turn them all over and show you your spread all together. And we'll start reading from the whole message, okay? So we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the 9 of Swords in reverse. And we have the Lovers in reverse. It's funny, the Pile 1 had all reversals for theirs as well. And they also had the, the Lovers card. Okay, so we have Imrana. And underneath it says, where are you being called to journey to? We have, you're being helped. And that says, heaven is working behind the scenes to help you, even if you don't see results yet. We have the Sun, and that is a number 1. There's also obedience, which is number 48. And we have Mama Brigitte with redemption. I had a friend who actually scholarly learned French. Informed me that last time I said that I actually got the name mispronounced, which as a Canadian with French, not allowed. But yeah, I'm hoping I did it right that time. Let me know. I'm sure she will. Okay. So we have, just for your, all reversals for your tarot cards. And so the 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, and the Lovers. Okay, let's review. As the 10 of Pentacles upright is the be-all, end-all of your happily ever after. So you've got the family, you've got the wealth, you've got the whatever your version is, townhouse, mansion, condo, whatever, with the whatever, pick a car of your choice. And if you're into boats, you got a yacht too. The upright for 9 of Swords, however, is anxiety-ridden, lack of sleep, just being so in your head with your situation that it's really just affecting your every moment. And the Lover's card, of course, is self-explanatory. So, reverse, though, we have... So we've got the 10 of Pentacles in reverse says that either this isn't happening yet, or is something is blocking your ability to have what you want. Your idea of that 10 of Pentacles be-all end-all lifestyle is being held back from you. The fact that the 9 of Swords is in reverse, though, is saying to me that you've got, maybe you have been experiencing anxiety and worry recently, but are coming out of it, or are out of it now. I've never seen the 9 of Swords being a precursor, like the reversal being a precursor, like, well, guess what? Next week you're going to have sleepless nights and anxiety. It's always been sort of, if it's reversed, it means you're coming out. Where, oddly enough, the 10 of Pentacles in reverse can go either way. It can be that you're having issues with your home. If you haven't received a letter from anyone, this is probably referring to somebody else who's watching this video. Remember, these are collectives. But the word foreclosure came to me like instantly when I was saying that. So again, if you are a homeowner and you haven't had any inklings to that effect, foreclosures don't just spontaneously take place. There's letters, there's precursors. You would know if that was coming. So the Lovers in Reverse, I've always read it as being either a delay in love, which would be a Two of Cups in reverse, but a Lovers in Reverse is something is happening within an already existing relationship. So something is keeping you apart, but not like you're not separated physically. You're separated in you're disagreeing on things. Maybe there are fights in the households. There's something that's keeping you as lovers paused. Like maybe one of you sleeping on the couch kind of thing, you know? And it could be that whatever this is, that's you're losing your ability to keep your home, but you're coming out of this state of anxiety, but you're also having issues with your... I'm not seeing... People put the Three of Cups as being a third party situation. I always see it as a celebration of people because it always, to me, looks like women at a dance club. I don't see it here, obviously, but I'm wondering if what I'm seeing is family life in jeopardy. Obviously not the cups, but your actual home life is in jeopardy. You're not worried about it. And again, that could be not worried about it yet. But you're maybe having something going on the side that's also in jeopardy. So maybe something that's going on in your life right now is jeopardizing both your actual family and your additional extracurricular activities. Not a judgment. Never think that I'm judging anybody's choices of any kind. That's your personal options. And it may be something like it's not maybe keeping you up at night, not really feeling like... Again, like I don't want to say guilt because guilt sounds judgmental, but it's not keeping you up at night, anxious, trying to figure out how to keep dangling these two together. But it might be something that's going on in the back of your head. Like it's something that's keeping you sort of... It's in your mind that you're trying to keep all this going, and that may start to become, and this would be the only time that I would see this as a precursor, that it's going to become this if you can't figure this out. That would be how I would read those three. That's what I'm hearing. And like I said, I do hear that... Oops, wrong direction. I do hear that concept of foreclosure too for someone as well. So like I said, being a collective read for a whole bunch of different people, the third party situation is probably for one or two. The foreclosure is probably for one or two. Again, you would know in both instances. Hopefully, as long as you're not the spouse who doesn't know. Again, please don't take this as the concrete. Always, if you have a loving relationship, if you have something going with your partner that's very secure, very very loving, very affectionate, everything that your world is meant to be. Yeah, let's go into the oracles and see if that can tell me a little bit more, because I'm getting a whole bunch of messages and it could be like I'm listening to a whole bunch of different people's guides. Okay, so sorry if you heard that noise. That was me rubbing my hands together trying to figure this out. Okay, so the Amrana is, where are you being called to journey to? So you've got this situation that's happening with whatever it is. Like I said, those three cards in reverse can be a whole mess of different things for a whole mess of different people. But what are you being called to do right now? Whatever it is, you're being helped. Whatever it is, you do have the Sun card here, so you do have light. There is sort of a positive end to this week, as it were. You do have obedience, and your shadow is redemption. So Okay, let me go through a couple of these different scenarios because we're already at 9 minutes, and I try to keep these around 10 or 11. A couple of different scenarios could be that you are the person who's having the foreclosure, so you're trying not to worry about it, you're trying not to let it freak you out, but it is affecting your personal relationship with your significant other. What you want to journey to and what you need help with is either money or a new place to go. So that could be the journey. The sun is telling me that in that case, in that kind of situation, is that you will find that help that you're looking for, whether it's by way of a realtor or a newspaper article saying, here's the apartment you've always wanted, for rent that's actually good. Obedience is referring, in this case, it's kind of funny because she literally is almost like the justice, because she's got, not only does she have the justice scales, she's got the sword and the blindfold. So yeah, she's justice with a kick. So obedience in this case would be adhering to yourself in the fact that with foreclosures, unless it's something that you literally did, unless you actually are one of those people who bankrupt a whole bunch of people because you took all their mutual funds or something like that. For the most part, foreclosures can take place because developments, because new highways, because especially with things going on right now, people aren't able to pay their bills. So unfortunately, some people are not really being great about that, and they're foreclosing on people who really have not done anything wrong and normally would have been able to do everything they were supposed to do as far as paying their bills, etc. Anyway, the obedience is to remember who you are, remember who you were before this happened, keep adhering to that level, keep adhering to your own morals, your own compass, your own sense of justice, and your card for redemption for your shadow, to me, is saying that you will come out of this. You do have the help, the heavenly spiritual help, guides. Remember, like I've always said on this channel, I'm not going with anybody's specific way of wording things, any specific faiths. Everybody's welcome. Everybody is allowed to have their voice here. So whatever your version of that is coming to help you this week. Your journey will look the way you need it to look. You are being redeemed from the situation and into a place of light, and it might actually have a pool. So that's for those. For the people who are having third-party issues where maybe you're not really balancing that as well as you should be, again, no judgment, whatever. You do have the obedience, though, which is talking literally about balancing scales. So that could be what's potentially coming into the background to possibly keep you anxious and awake. Redeeming could be, again, your own moral compass is getting in the way of something that's going on right now. The Sun card is, again, everything will work out when you have this figured out, but you have to figure out what journey you really want to be on. Does the journey you want to be on actually include all of the parties that you're currently involved in? If so, trying to figure out how to make that work. If you're polyandrous, if you're whatever, if you're not any of those things and it's actually a third party, you can still ask for assistance. I don't know, depending again on your belief system, whether the assistance would come in the form that you're hoping. Remember that the assistance comes in the form that it's meant to come in, whether it's what you think is going to happen, and it's always never literally what you think. It's never how you think it's going to happen. It's always just slightly different. So you can come up with a million scenarios and not any of them will be right. But something will come to you that will help you out in this situation, as long as you stay, again, true to who you are, remembering all the people involved. Don't forget that they're all people. And the redemption could actually be, again, I'm not judging, I'm looking at your shadow card as saying what it's saying to me. And what your shadow card to me is saying is that some part of your inner voice, some part of your conscience is looking for redemption, and that's why everything's kind of upside down for you right now. Again, I don't know how that's going to look, which direction you're going, or if you're going to keep going along the same journey you're currently taking. That is free will. That's up to you. Yeah, so this is what I have for you, and there are people, obviously, that I would not have read, that those scenarios both didn't work out for. Please check the other 2 piles. Please also check other readers. I'm absolutely okay with other readers being more to your style. I'm gonna have people come to my channel that other readers didn't really work out for them, so whichever way. Please comment, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We are gonna have readings. There's at least another one this week for the Mercury retrograde on the 18th, which, now that I say Mercury retrograde, that could be why all of my tarot cards are in reverse. It usually affects technology, not necessarily cards and paper. But yeah, that could actually be what's happening. I'm going to do a different reading for that, so come back and see that and see exactly. That might give you a little more understanding as well. And yeah, don't forget we also have next Sunday, which is the 21st, which this reading goes up to. And that'll be for the following week, but it's also going to be the new moon reading is going to come out the same day, and that's a eclipse as well. So hope to see you then. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great week. Welcome to those who picked pile 3, or the Aventurine Crystal. This is your reading for June 15 to the 21st. We have 8 cards in your pile today. I'm just going to go ahead and flip them all over and set them out. I will show you individually what they are, but we'll see what the actual full message is from the 8 cards together. So we're starting out with the Chariot in reverse. We have the 4 of Cups. And we have Temperance. You're already doing it. And underneath that says, stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. We have Healing Heart. You're a powerful healer, keep up the great work. We have The World, or card number 29. We also have The Warrior, which is card number 2. And we also have Ceridwen, which is Inspiration. Okay, so pile 3, first I'd like to thank you for having some upright tarot cards. The last 2 piles both had all 3 tarot cards were all in the reverse, and as I was like inviting everybody to future readings, it dawned on me that I was wondering if maybe the retrograde on the 18th was starting to affect everything now. But yeah, this is looking positive. Okay, so what we have is the Chariot is in reverse, so not necessarily a good or bad thing by itself, but the Chariot upright is everything is go. Something is, your sort of train is leaving the station, you're ready to go. There's also a bit of a concept of balance, because you've got the 2 horses and trying to keep them on the path as well as the fact that you've got literally 2 horses, so they're running away and you've got to keep the reins in check and the speed in check. So the Chariot does mean motion forward. It doesn't mean necessarily in reverse that you're moving backwards. I don't read reversals as being true opposites. It could be a delay in forward motion, which with the 4 of Cups makes sense, because the 4 of Cups speaks of sort of being lost in your thoughts. You're maybe have recently had something where it had to do with a breakup, or you've lost your job, or you've something has happened to you where your life has been a little bit knocked off for a loop, so to speak. And so you might be sitting there feeling a little bit not sorry for yourself, but necessarily, but just more sad, depressed, forlorn, all those words. So you're looking at things that have passed. You've got, like in this case, it's really weird because you've got 3 cups that are sitting here and the 4th one is literally up here. These 2 are empty. This one is somewhat full. And this one is like still way up here. I'm not sure how they're managing that with the artwork, but the idea of the 4 cups usually is that the 3 cups have fallen over. It's very similar to the 5 in the fact that the 3 cups have fallen over and the 4th one is being offered. Now in the 5, they're just sitting there waiting for you to pick them up, but in the 4, it's literally being offered. Sometimes it's a cloud that's holding on to a floating cup. Sometimes it's in other decks I've seen it's depicted in a bar scene similar to this, but it's seen more that like it's somebody actually holding the cup out to the other person. So, and the person holding the cup is literally supposed to be your guide, your spirit, your ancestors, or choose your 5D as you will, offering you the fact that there is something to look forward to. There is literally an Ace of Cups coming. Again, you don't see it right here, but that's why, because you're currently paying too much attention to the 3 cups that you're paying attention to are empty, tipped over, not really worth anything to you anymore. So you're looking at your past, you're looking at everything that's sort of gone wrong and not seeing the forward of what is coming. And that could also be, again, why your Chariot is in reverse, because you're not moving towards, you're not in that forward motion, and forward can't come to you yet. You do have the Temperance card though, so the Temperance is one of my favorite words in life is patience. I'm an Aries. It's not a good word. Trust me, the Temperance card plays a big role in most of my readings for myself, most of my readings for, even when I'm watching like YouTubes of what's Aries up to this week? Oh look, Temperance card. You know? So I understand. Be rest assured that if you are somebody like me who has that impatient level, I am right there with you, and seeing the word patient or even the word temperance is just like another week of bleh. I get you. I'm right here with you. We do have though that you're already doing it, which a little contradictory, but we'll see where this goes. You're overthinking, which again is really going well with that 4 of Cups. The fact that you are literally paying a lot of attention, overthinking maybe not only of what you've lost, but also what can go wrong with whatever you're trying to do. So you actually may have a plan to move forward. You may have already kind of set that Chariot sitting in the driveway ready to go, but it's kind of stalled at the moment because you're going, but if I go today, then I could run into the rain, or, you know, instead of just don't care, just go. But the patience too, it's really weird that Temperance is here right in the middle of all this. You are already doing what you need to do. You're overthinking a bit, which is why this is here. Sorry, tapping. If it's an ASMR thing, I don't usually watch ASMR readings, but I apologize if that freaked anybody out. The Temperance here, I think, is really more, instead of patience with a situation, because literally your Chariot's upside down, it's in park, plus, with blocks. You are currently needing to be more patient with yourself. So you're already doing what you need to be doing. Right now, unfortunately, you're sitting moping a little bit, not really realizing that you are on the path that you're supposed to be on. And you got to keep yourself going sort of true north. And true north is a concept, for those who don't know, it's the concept of where you're meant to be. I'm using bunny quotes. You can't see them. They're meant to be. The idea is that everybody kind of has a path, and it could be something that's divinely figured out. For some people who believe in that, they believe that everything is fated, everything is destiny, everything is everything like that. Some people believe more in free will, and you have a plan that works somehow in conjunction with the plans of spirits in the universe. The other one that I've heard that is also interesting, everybody's is kind of a little bit different, right? The one that I've heard that's really interesting as well is the idea that your free will options are also partially governed. So the idea of, it doesn't negate free will, it basically states that your free will is taken into account when the universe pretty much figures what it makes its plans. So it's like, I'm going to just randomly pick anybody. If anybody who's watching this happens to have this name, it's not directed at you personally. I'm just throwing it out as the name everybody kind of uses when they do this. Joe, okay? So the universe is sitting there looking at, their plans for the week. They've got their little bullet journal. I'm picturing the universe with a bullet journal. This is awesome. But they're going, oh yeah, this is the week that Joe, he feels a little bad right now. We have to work on him because he has to work on his patience, because right now he really wants to go forward, but he's kind of beating himself up a bit, so he's overthinking. So he's stalled a little bit. We gotta have him have some patience with himself. And basically it's all worked out already in some overall big plan with a whole bunch of bullet journals and binders. Your idea of free will and like the human notion of 3D free will is actually mixed in with all of that. So it's like, oh right, this was the week that he was doing that. Great, okay, we got this. But what they do is they actually course correct on your behalf. So here's Joe sitting on his couch, so he doesn't go to the laundry room, so he doesn't see the posting for the new job, or he doesn't meet Linda who's getting her stuff out of the dryer, or that kind of thing. Again, Linda's just a random name. Universe goes, that's cool, we got this covered. Instead of the laundry room, that's, on that day, Joe will go on Thursday. That's fine. Linda will figure out, something will happen. Linda will have tomato juice with lunch, and she'll spill some on her shirt, and she'll have to go and do extra laundry that day. It's good. We don't have to worry about Joe. He's good. We'll figure him out. And they'll course correct whatever your divine timings are, taking into account your free will and where that's going to take you. That could sideline you. So instead of meeting Linda on Sunday, Joe ends up meeting her on Thursday. Instead of seeing that job posting on Sunday, Joe sees it on Thursday. The company doesn't know why, but they haven't had anybody applying for the job for 4 days. But all of a sudden, Joe calls them on, Thursday afternoon, Friday morning, and Joe's the perfect candidate. Ta-da! And he takes Linda out for dinner, and everybody's happy. But yeah, that's the kind of idea, is that you've got the idea that free will exists, but the universe allows for that. So it's not like you're messing with the universe. You're not doing anything that spirit and whatever your divine notions are don't want you to do. They're going, this is cool. They're very laid back. They're going, this is fine. We'll just adjust. And that's what they're doing. So you've got this thing going right now where you're overthinking a bit. You're sitting there looking at your empty cups. You're going, oh, I can't handle this. Have patience with yourself. Try to stop overthinking. I know that's hard. I am well aware that that's hard. You are on the right path. You just have to find your space in that path. Get yourself down to that laundry room so you can meet the people and see the things you're supposed to see and whatever else. Remember that you have a healing heart that you can use on yourself as well. So you may be somebody who heals everybody else in your family, everybody else in your friend group. And they're great with that. So keep up the good work. That's awesome. But just don't forget to, runaway card, don't forget to use that healing aspect on yourself as well. My nails, I gotta trim them, I keep hitting the table. Don't forget to use that healing aspect on yourself as well, so that you bring yourself into alignment with where you need to be. So don't always kind of give everybody else your 100% and not anything to yourself. As a healer, that can happen. It's kind of a hazard of the job kind of thing. You do have the world, which means your goals. Like I said, true north. The world is the be-all, end-all, especially if you're looking at tarot cards. It's the end of the major arcana. It's like, ta-da, you've arrived. You do have the warrior card as well, which again, you are And a healing warrior is like an awesome kind of dual thing going on. You can fight for whatever you need to fight for, but right now it looks like what you need to fight for is yourself. So stop the overthinking. Work on your patience with yourself, because right now you're probably beating yourself up over the things that you've lost before. Get rid of that. Get rid of that concept. You are a warrior for a reason. Fight for yourself. Heal your own heart, your own emotions, your own consciousness. Put the wheels back on your cart so that you're able to keep going with that true north. Keep making that chariot run the way it's supposed to be running, instead of where it's at right now, where it's, sitting in the Canadian Tire or whatever. I don't know what the American version of Canadian Tire is. Midas, I guess. Anyway, you do have this inspiration card, so I'm thinking that I was looking at it originally. I don't know if you caught it or not, but I kind of paused when I looked at it, because to me, inspiration doesn't really feel like a shadow. It's like, how can you have trouble with inspiration? But then you can have trouble that you're not feeling it. So where you currently are sitting, your inspiration may be sort of low, or your battery's running low in that instance, and you really need to sort of find out why. So again, not overthinking necessarily, but in your moments where you're having to be patient anyway, take a look at where your inspiration may have gone and where you may be able to pick it up again. And that actually could be with the healing yourself, and it could be really using your warrior status on yourself. So fight for yourself, heal yourself, grab your inspiration back, like literally go in as a warrior and steal it back, and get yourself back on track, literally back on track on the road in the chariot, so that you can keep going to your true north, as the world card is sitting there for you to literally take over the world, as it were. So this was what I saw for you for this week, pile 3. This is, again, your 15 to the 21st of June. Please comment, like, hit the subscription as well as the notification bell, because we have additional readings. Usually we do our weeklies, and those are, that's becoming a habit. But this week we have the retrograde for Mercury on the 18th. We also have, not only is it going to be your regular weekly on the 21st, but you are also getting an additional reading on the 21st, too, on the same day. That one is going to be for the new moon, which happens that day, as well as that new moon happens to be an eclipse, another eclipse. Both moons have been in eclipse this month. It's insane. Thank you so much for taking the time with us today. Hope this was helpful. Hope this was fun for you as much as it was for me to try and figure out. And yeah, have a really great week. Bye for now.